So Brandon decided to do what I've done to my family for years and disappoint me. Um, nah, I'm joking, of course. But Brandon decided not to come today, which is perfectly fine. He didn't really give a reason, so I'm just going to naturally assume it's because today's workout starts with leg and ends in day. But since he's not here and I was already down here, we just got day passes for Stillville. Start moderately heavy or light. I don't know what word I'm really looking for here, but a moderate weight, which actually this claw extension machine does feel a bit different, so this might actually be too heavy, but we'll fill it out. This is more of a warm-up set anyways. Get my knees going. Oh god, I haven't used this thing in so long, I forget. Ooh, this thing feels terrible. Ooh. Things I do to save gas. The difference between this leg extension and how Lava's leg extension feel is so vastly different. I was not ready for it to be that uncomfortable on my knees. We're warming up, so it should feel better when we go for a real set on it. Okay, a few more of those to warm up. Ooh, all right. Let's go ahead and some light breath. All right. Want to do the superset. Oh, like the last full day we did of abductor superset with quad extensions.
Father, help!
Nice. Oh, welcome back to the world of the living. I'm sorry. All right, so that's the end of that superset. That was a bit funny, also a bit tragic to have knocked down the camera at the beginning of that last set. But we're gonna get into some adductors now. We'll see what feels comfortable here width wise. But we're gonna do adductors, no superset. Heck with the abductors, just these. Okay. Oh gosh. Get Okay. Finish on this kind of squat leg press, whatever you want to call it, seated leg press. But same concept as when we use the other seated leg press at 10, and then we use the sled leg press. Half rep, full rep, constant tension in the quads. Just rep them out. Do some damage. Okay. Focus. Yeah. Ooh. Okay. Ooh. Yay! Leg day! Yay! Leg day!
I took so many video captures.
Alright guys, well, kind of like the last time I worked out here when we hit back, and I titled it Back with the Boys, Back and By with the Boys. That same group of guys was there today while I was hitting legs. There's our people at the gym, you know. It was a pretty full gym tonight, but they were kind of goofing during my last set on that seated leg press and doing screen captures on the video. So one of those funny pictures might end up being the thumbnail. I haven't decided yet, but some funny pictures came out of it, and then they were kind of staring at me at the end of that set because I tried to push the intensity and just like rep out as much as I could and really just finish off my quads. And that's where the yay leg day came from at the end of that set. Was they were just staring at me like, holy crap. And I don't know. I thought it'd be funny. So just kind of explaining some of the behavior there. I still cannot believe I had the tripod too close to the machine and kicked over the camera. That was, and once you're in that machine, there's no getting back up to pick up the tripod. You kind of just accept that the tripod is knocked over and you head to set. Once you're in an adductor machine, ready to go, I'm not lifting my leg back over that until the set's done. I'm stuck. Set's happening no matter what. I will say though, good leg day. I'm definitely glad that I started on the extension machine. I think I've definitely been spoiled by Rolla's gym, Tan Fitness, and just how much, I've been pointed out since we started going to that gym. I pointed out the first leg day we ever had at that gym that the leg machines there felt phenomenal and borderline. It did not bother my knees at all. But I guess I really didn't actually comprehend just how much it did not bother. Those machines felt so much better on my knees until today, getting back on Stillville's leg extension and being humbled by it. Because like I said, to 70, because I've been doing 90 pounds at Rolla for extensions. I'm like, yeah, I can put 70 on it as the warm-up rate, and I'll come back and put 90 later. And, I mean, you guys seen it. I can't budget. I had to move it down. So I moved it to 50, could barely budget. I had to move it all the way down to 30 for that first set to kind of get my knees going. And then I moved it back up to 50 for the following sets for the warm-up. But I'm glad I did that because the leg press doesn't feel as good. I don't know if it's the angle or what it is, but sometimes that just does not feel that great to me. Which is another reason why I end up just doing 2 plates, half rep, full rep, 1.5 reps, whatever you want to call it. And, I mean, if I hadn't done the warm-ups on the extensions, I probably couldn't have even done that. And then going back to the extensions, I could only do, sorry, I'm trying to get my defrost going, but it's that lovely time of year where it is not cold enough to justify having my heat on. It is a jacket-ish rather, but it is cold enough and humid enough outside that it fogs the daylights out of your window. So even though you don't want your heat on, you have to have your heat on and your defrost on just to see. But enough yapping about that. But I ended up only doing 70 pounds when I came back to the leg extensions for the leg extension abductor superset. Which I will say, I do like the adductor machine at Stillville more than I do the one at Tan. And I say that because in terms of adductor, I don't think it goes wide enough. I think it needs one more click. Just for me personally. Brandon's, he sets it to 5, I set it to 6, which is all the way. I think it could have one more click. That'd be perfect for getting the full range of motion for me personally. But when it comes to gosh dang, I always get this mixed up. Adductor opening. Then it's like, you right? Whatever. When you open your legs, take your mom. But that at Tan, I feel like doesn't get close enough. Like it could use 1 or 2 more clicks to get it closer, so for a better range of motion. And another thing that would help with that is if the seat went further back. It does not go that far back at all. At Stillville, I had it clicked pretty far back to the point that sometimes my back wasn't even on the pad. But, I mean, the range of motion on that one's so much better. So I will say I did actually enjoy that superset more at Stilvo's gym, in spite of the fact that I do not like their leg extension as much, and their leg extension does not feel as good, because that abductor machine is genuinely a better machine. I like it better. It feels better to me. I will say it does not move that great. You can definitely kind of feel its age sometimes. It will kind of get stuck. Yeah, give it an extra oomph. It will just randomly get stuck. So that does kind of suck. But overall, as a machine though, in terms of getting your full range of motion and the adjustability of it to achieve that range of motion, I would say it's the better of the two machines. Where the one at Tan only goes to 6, the one at Stilvo goes all the way to 12, and those holes are the exact same amount spaced apart. So Stilvo has the option for them to go all the way around. I don't know who the heck is getting in it with it all the way freaking behind them. I don't know any contortionist who's going to Stilvo's gym and hopping in that sucker and practicing their flexibility with 300 pounds, just whatever. But the fact that it has that option, right? The fact that it is so adjustable for the range of motion is awesome. No complaints there. I do think that's the superior of the two machines. But in terms of everything else, I much prefer the leg machines at Tan, especially the traditional sled leg press. That angle and the way the sled itself moves feels so much better than Stilvo's. I've moved that seat to adjust the angle and everything time and time again. None of them really feel that good. So, but it felt decent tonight. So, I'm not going to complain too much about it. But I will say, the seated leg press, I do like, because at Tan it's almost completely flat, right? At Stilvo, it's at that angle, a 60-degree angle, and so it almost is more of a hack squat or more of a squat than it is a leg press. And that's one of the things I actually really like about it, is it feels way more like a squat than it does a leg press. And so I still like the one at 10 more in terms of how it moves, but if I could have both in one gym, I would gladly have both, especially for the added benefit of the one at 10 being straight instead of at an angle, is that I can do single leg on it to imitate a lunge, a standing lunge, or a Bulgarian split squat, something along those lines. And so it's I like the added benefit of, since it is built that way, I can do that. But as a leg press, as a seated leg press as a whole, the Tan one moves smoother, but I do like the angle of Stilvo's. It feels more like a squat than it does a leg press. And in a perfect world, I would have the hamstring curl machine from Cuba, the red one. That's my favorite hamstring curl machine in the area. I would have the seated hamstring curl from Planet. I would have, you only understand what I'm talking about if you've watched the channel for a while. If you're like a newer subscriber, I'm talking gibberish. So go back and watch some of the other videos. Same with plug. But the seated hamstring from Planet, the extension from, actually, in the perfect world, I'd like to have the extension for Cuba and the extension from Tan, because on like a super bad day for my legs, Cuba's does bother my knees, but it's still a really good extension machine with the added benefit that is one of the few ones where you can do extending leg curls with it. So I would want it, and I want Tan's leg extension machine because it's just a really good leg extension machine. I would want Tan's leg press. I would want the pendulum squat from Muscle Bar, the belt squat from Muscle Bar, the hack squat machine from Muscle Bar, the seated leg press from Stillville, and the seated leg press from Tan. From Tan. And lastly, I would want the seated calf raise from Cuba's Get Fit Gym, and the pendulum squat from Muscle Bar also has a platform for standing calf raises. So in a perfect world, those would all be the machines. If I could combine all the machines in the area that I live in to have the perfect gym for leg day, those would be the machines I would take. Truly. And in the same vein, I talk about how, Tan's the best gym for chest day. In a perfect world, I would love to have the purple flat bench machine from Cuba, the purple adjustable chest press machine from Planet, the one that we would set the handles like super deep. I would take the Smith machine from Stillville, because that is one of the best. It's old. It's one of the best Smith machines ever built. The Cybex, just straight up and down old style Smith machine. I'm not the only one in the fitness industry that says this, but that is the best. It's one of the only Smith machines I can squat on. It's good for shoulder press. It's great for bench. It's awesome. But I'd like that Smith machine. I would like the white incline press from Stillville, and then all the chest machines from Tan I would keep all of them. I would want Tan's chest fry machine, but also, just for variety, I would like the chest fry machine from Muscle Bar as well, because they do feel a bit different in how they move. For some, Tan's feels like it converges upwards, and Muscle Bars is more traditional, just straight in front of you. I can't really explain it. I don't know if it's noticeable in the videos, but Tan's legitimately feels like you start a little lower than where you end. You converge ever so slightly upwards. And it's not that noticeable when you're hitting just traditional pec deck, but it's very noticeable when you're hitting reverse pec deck and you feel your arm crushing up instead of just straight back. But that would be my idea. Chest day machines from the area. Let's see. We're just going to keep on this train of thought. I'm kind of enjoying it. In terms of arm day, train in arms. And we'll go ahead and we'll include shoulders here. So we'll say anything that trains bicep, tricep, shoulders. I would want the tricep dip machine from Cuba. I love that machine. Tricep dip machine from Cuba. The preacher curl machine from Planet, purple one, not the yellow one in the 30-minute circuit area. I would want the single arm, what's the word I'd say for that? But the single arm exceeded bicep curl machine that kind of emulates when you do an incline dumbbell curl. I would want that machine from Planet. I would want, obviously, the shoulder machines from Tan are great, so I wouldn't change anything there. I would honestly take the pec deck from Muscle Bar for rear delt. I would take the shoulder press from Muscle Bar because it converges super close at the top. It feels great. It's kind of hard to go heavier on that shoulder press machine because the cables go to both handles, so it just kind of forces a little bit of stabilization if you're using dumbbells. But that machine is actually really nice. Let's see. What else? I don't know. I think that'd be it, other than like, dumbbells and cables, like just traditional dumbbells, cables, and like, free weight benches and stuff. So, yeah, out of all the machines there, I think that'd be it. And then what have we know? Back. So, this is a hard one. For back, I would probably take the gray body solid lat pull down from Tan. I'd also take the chest supported row from Tan, but I'd also take the chest supported row, the pin loaded chest supported row, both of them, both the yellow and the purple from Tan, because they both have different handles and hit in very different ways, but they are awesome. So I'd end up with 3 variations of chest supported rows, but screw it, they all free a hit in very different ways. The one at a Tan, honestly, because of where the seat sits, hits like super high. It hits rhomboids a lot for me personally. And then at Tan, it's a little more adjustable. And then the purple one is you can alternate, which I like that. So it's actually pretty freaking good for just hitting some single chest supported rows. The yellow one is actually my favorite chest supported row in the area. And then, as crazy as it sounds, I would also take the T-bar row from the chest supported T-bar row from Muscle Bar. So not that it makes much sense to have 4 chest supported rows, but just in this hypothetical of in the gyms in the Ozark area that I've been to, those all make my list of it. I would want those in the gym for hitting back. Let's see. I want the yellow front lat pull down from Stovall, the one where you hit it almost turns into a row towards the bottom. I love that machine. I always have. There's not too many more back machines in the area outside of your traditional cable lat pull downs, your traditional cable rows. Which, if I'm being completely honest, no offense to Tan, I would gladly take any of the free cable row machines, cable row and cable pull down machines at Cubus Get Fit, because all 3 of those machines feel really good, both the pull down side and the cable row side. So any of the 3 of those, it beats out the pull down at Tan. Sorry, I don't make that. Well, the Muscle Bar pull down cable row single stack machine off by the T-bar row machine is also really good. But anything beats that. I hate to say it. Anything beats that Tan Fitness cable pull down machine. Let's see. Is there anything else? I guess not in the area. In a perfect world, I'd have a gym with like an actual pullover machine instead of having to do cable pullovers. But I do not live in a perfect world, and none of the gyms in our area have a cable pullover. But in a perfect world, we would. In a perfect world, one of the gyms in our area would have a lateral raise machine. Just saying. But no, enough about this random hypothetical of all the gyms I've been to. But if you don't know what I'm talking about, I mean, obviously I've named off the places, so you can be like, oh, he's talking about a leg machine from Muscle Bar. Go watch a video where we went to Muscle Bar. If you don't know from the thumbnail, I mean, just look, it's a different gym than what you're used to. I always filmed the Muscle Bar sign before we walked in because I love that gym. So you will know if it's a Muscle Bar gym video. Get Fit, if you're new to the channel, is the gym that used to be our main gym with like the yellow and blue walls. Like it's completely random color scheme, really old gym with really old equipment. It's been there since before I was born. Owned by a nice guy in Cuba. He's a very great guy. Choice and manager's questionable. I love the guy, but he's something else sometimes. But if Get Fit, it's the Yellow Brew Gym. Shelby Fitness in Stillville is the gym we were just at. Tan is the one we've been going to. And if you can't recognize a Planet Fitness, I don't know what to tell you. But also half those videos say at Planet Fitness, because when we first started going, it wasn't intended on being our kind of go-to gym that it kind of became for a while. But yeah, if you're new to the channel and you don't know what I'm talking about, there's the scavenger hunt for you almost unintentionally. Go find the machines I'm talking about. You don't have to do that. Do not feel obligated to do that. Or do. I could use the views. But that just so you know, hypothetical thing. In a perfect world, that's if I could combine all of the gyms I have been to in my lifetime to make one gym, and I can only use the machines from the gyms I've been to. That's what it would be. In a perfect world, I'd be getting like Atlantis and it starts for P. I can never remember its name. It's a really good brand. Oh, crap. I always forget its name. But for some reason, I always want to say Panera. I know it. It's a really good brand. Got some of the craziest machines you'll ever see, too. Body Solid, honestly, has a lot of good machines. Obviously, Life Fit, a lot of gyms have Life Fit and Body Solid and Hammer Strength machines in them. All three of those brands, I mean, just depending on the machine, phenomenal. I'm kind of a fan of, I'm not going to lie, of WNQ because of TAM. I've yet to, out of all the machines at that gym, there's not a single WNQ machine in that gym that I hate. There's not a single one that doesn't feel good in its movement, where the weight, it jumps in weird ways to maybe it's kind of hard to move up in weight. Like nothing. Everything about the machines are freaking perfect. I've kind of become a WNQ stan, at least for certain machines from the gym. Because of Tan Fitness. Obviously, it's kind of more for those specific machines that Tan has. But WNQ was not on my radar of gym machine brands. And then we started going to Tan, and it was like, you're using the machine. You look over at the name, and you're like, I've never heard of this brand. Yet you have my favorite chest press, one of my favorite pec decks, my favorite pin-loaded shoulder press machine, my favorite leg extension, my favorite, not my favorite hammer curl, maybe my third favorite hammer curl. But I mean, I've been blown away. Didn't even have WNQ on my radar. Didn't even know it was a brand. Don't even know what it stands for. But yeah, enough about that little hypothetical. This is a fun little topic for the drive home. But now we're home, so no need to keep yapping. Didn't really talk much about the leg day. So what I will say is it was great. We had, quad extension, leg press, back to quad extension, superset with adductor, Caesar leg press. So 6 movements. Not all of those were 4 sets. One was 3 and one was 2. So you got 4 and 4, 16. So 21 working sets, if I remember right, which is good for a quad day. I'm not going to complain about that too much. So, or maybe it's 20, because I think, I only did 3 sets of that. So 20 working sets total just for quads. There was no calves today. There was no hamstrings today outside of what glute and hamstring activation you might get during an abductor exercise. But yeah, it was a good workout. I have a really good quad pump. You're just sitting here talking, still have a really good quad pump. So I'm gonna go inside, eat some dinner, and it's the weekend, so I'm gonna go a little higher carb than I do during the rest of the week, and that's kind of been the beauty of the new diet style, is kind of carb cycling on the weekends and then going moderate to low carbs throughout the week. So I had some carbs pre-workout. I'm gonna have some post-workout for recovery. So I think that's what we're gonna do. Probably some chicken breast, and haven't decided on air fried potatoes or maybe some like pasta, like just plain pasta with salt and pepper on it. But 1 to 2 is gonna happen. So enough about that. Love you guys. Appreciate you. Appreciate your support. Appreciate all the kind comments and everything. Love you guys. Appreciate you. If you want to support me or the channel in any way, shape, or form, merch and Harder Than Last Time supplements is in the link in the description. Harder Than Last Time supplements, code JS15 at checkout can save you 15% on your order. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for a back and body workout. See you then.